click the webcam and click the microphone, and you're good.
Hey.
You've got matching headphones.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, Bose, he's fantastic.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, they're really good. Welcome to Career Road Mapping Session.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for bearing with us. We've had a massive backlog, and it's taken us a long time to get.
It's taken us a long, long time.
That's
So,
okay. No worries.
thank you very much.
No problem.
Cool. So, get us up to speed with where you are right now, Michael. Like what the last kind of I guess the last sort of few years since you've ventured off, because you used to work in stunts, right? And now you're doing directing.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I ever did was King Arthur. I did stunts on King Arthur, the Guy Ritchie version, through like a martial arts contact. And everybody told me, yeah, you should go and do stunts. You should get into stunts. But I remember I kept looking at Guy Ritchie and was like, I think I want to be that guy rather than the guy. I kept pulling myself off the concrete and going, no, I think his job is much better than this job. So yeah, so I kept doing. I mean, in terms of the stunt stuff, I like doing like martial arts fight choreography. I don't like doing stunts like getting run over by cars and that kind of stuff. So it didn't really appeal to me. And then I started learning. I did a few courses at London Film School and just got my own kit. Like I bought a A7S II and a drone and all that stuff, and just started shooting shorts. And I've done 3 shorts now, and I started getting official selections and winning awards and stuff. And just the odd camera job here and there. But yeah, long-term goal is to write and direct. I've written 4 feature films now.
Wow.
But I haven't, sold the scripts or had them optioned. I've just got them sitting there kind of waiting to go. And yeah, long-term goal is to write and direct feature films.
Great. Great.
And at the start, like martial arts stuff is what I've been doing. I like the genres that I enjoy are martial arts, action, sci-fi and horror films.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of my genres. But right now I'm kind of leveraging that, my martial arts background. I started a company called Lost Boys Films.
Brilliant name.
Yeah, thanks.
We've got the poster in our cinema here, the Lost Boys poster. Love
Classic,
it.
Man. Classic.
Wonderful film.
Such a good film.
You'll never grow old, Michael, and you'll never die. But you
I love that film, man. It's such a classic. But the reason I called it Lost Boys Films is because there's a kind of like wider mission with this thing, and it's to kind of help young men get out of gang culture and into filmmaking, into martial arts. And really that film is a good metaphor for it, because I feel like if young men are kind of left without mentorship, they can kind of become vampires. But if they're given some kind of mentorship or some kind of purpose with their life, they can put all that testosterone and all that energy into something positive rather than something negative. And I'm kind of speaking from my own experiences, if you like.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
That's really, really interesting. Cool. I was just literally the next question I was going to ask you. The first question that came up as you were just talking then was about whether or not you had a production company, and if that production company had a strong brand. Lost Boys Films sounds great. Have you done anything in terms of social media presence, like Facebook, Instagram, anything like that for Lost Boys Films at all?
Yeah, I'm up on Instagram with that.
Great.
Yeah.
And have you done anything like targeted audiences, or trying to target people outside of your friendship and family network to try and get more people to watch your shorts through that kind of campaign? Like
a campaign, like a paid campaign?
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. One of the things I would definitely recommend doing, and this is something that has come forward pretty much. I think Ben will agree with me on it as well. Is that there's a really great thing with regards to filmmakers that can generate their own audience early on in their career. If you can generate super fans, people that really love your style, really love the type of work that you do, that get on board very, very quickly, that will share your work with everybody. If you can get those people on really early, then you've got a much better chance of pitching feature work, going to other production companies, going to different places, because you can say, like, here's Lost Boys Films on Facebook. We've got 3,000 followers. if I sneeze on Facebook, they fucking love it. And these are people that are guaranteed audience, guaranteed crowdfunding resource, guaranteed whatever. They believe in what we're trying to do. I think that nowadays, with regards to like trying to make your way through as a writer director, you have to become a producer. There's no other way of doing it. You've got to become a producer. With producing, you have the power. You've got the production company. You've got a means to generate audience, and then ultimately you've got a means to finance your future work. So I would definitely say that Lost Boys Films is your kind of your piece of gold right now. It's your bad robot. You know, it's what you've got that you can really build on. Get that branding on point, and just start releasing your shorts and start sending those shorts out far and wide. 50 quid a month, 100 quid a month, 20 quid a month, whatever you want to do. Just get people engaged, and then create a roadmap, which we'll be able to do today, where you with every next release of the work that you're doing, you've got people that are buzzed and are really excited about the sort of stuff that you're bringing out. And I guess when we ask the question like who's the audience really are people like yourself. You know, I'm guessing you're making work for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I just make it for me, and just on the assumption that there are enough people, enough guys and girls like me who like martial arts, are like interesting, like cool films. Like you're not gonna be getting much art house stuff out of me, put it that way. It's more the low brow kind of stuff, you know.
Well, you know, why not? Why not? I mean, at the end of the day, there aren't many people that are finding their niches. They're trying to be everything. They're trying to do everything. They're trying to be Stanley Kubrick when really they could just be Guy Ritchie. Yeah, exactly. And it works for people. No, it's great.
My producer said to me the other day, like, what's the moral of this story? And I said, like, sometimes we need to make films that change people's world views, but sometimes I just want to see ninjas and Ferraris on fire.
Yes, exactly. We met with a sales agent in Cannes a few years ago, and one of the questions he asked us when we were first meeting him, he was like, guys, have you ever seen someone's face get pizza sliced? And we were like, no. And he's like, this film has a pizza slice in it, and it goes on this dude's face. I'm like, okay.
That works.
It made him millions. Absolutely millions. This guy pins this dude down. The pizza slice comes up on the screen.
Oh, man.
It's like a silver pizza slice, and he just goes. Just like,
yeah, I love that stuff, man. You know, Dust Till Dawn, all of that. Like, not every film has to change like your view on slavery or something. I don't know.
No. It's whatever floats your boat at the end of the day, and it's important. Off the back of that, actually, quite an interesting thing. Carnaby Films, they're a sales agent that we meet in Cannes on a regular basis. They will definitely be someone that will be interested in looking at the sort of work that you want to be doing, I think. Them and Devilworks, another one. Devilworks is sci-fi horror. They're a sci-fi horror sales agent. They look at distribution all around the world for sci-fi horror. My advice would be to go on both of their websites, have a look at the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
Study the work that they're doing, like watch their stuff, and then when the time's right, maybe at the next film market or something like that, we could potentially take one of your scripts to them, and we could introduce it. I don't know if you know that as a professional member, you get that application process. We can actually go and represent your work. So, so if that's something you're interested in, have a look at them, see what you think, and then we'll take the conversation further with regards to that as well, I guess.
Sure, yeah. I was just in Cannes in May. That's the third time I've been. I just go to like learn more. And, I was meeting with sales agents too. Some meetings were good, some not so good.
Did you see Devilworks?
I didn't see Devilworks, but maybe I'll recognize their stand or something.
Yeah, you will definitely. They had a big stand this year. They're one of the top ones.
Oh, nice.
They are sci-fi horror.
Nice. That's the stuff I like. I just saw Midsummer. Oh my God, such a good film.
I think they were. Didn't they have Midsummer? No.
I don't know.
They definitely had Cannibal. You know the picture of the really horrible looking golem with like spiky teeth.
Yeah.
kind of similar to the picture of American Werewolf in London, where he's like changed on the front cover, but it's like this, like it's like side on. He's got these spiky teeth. That's a Devilworks had that film. I'm pretty sure it's called Cannibals or Cannibal or something like that.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, pretty savage. But yeah, perfect.
Oh, that's good. Thanks.
How much audience have you connect to with your work?
So at the moment, I've just been putting them into film festivals. So because they're in so many film festivals, there's obviously you have all the rules about not putting it online. So I haven't really released any of them online. I've just been having it in these festival runs, trying to build up the selection, see if we can get some awards.
Have you had any contact with the audiences from the festivals?
Yeah, I know one of the owners, and she selected one of mine and gave me some good feedback about what was good about it, what wasn't good about it. So, yeah. The
reason I ask is because then it's like it's more of a. I'm going to take this off so I get feedback. It's irritating me.
No.
One of the reasons I ask is because of what James is saying about the connecting with an audience is like a real tangible, like visceral thing, right? And if you can build that up to a position where where you know that you're ready and you're having the impact that you're trying to achieve with your work, then you're ready to talk to people like Devilworks.
Yes. Yeah.
So because I don't know you, I don't know your work. It's really, but it's a really good thing to confront something tangible. But coming looping right back to the beginning of what we were talking about, if you can build up an audience through social media, whether it's through your own digital releases, with your shorts, whenever they come off the festival circuit, and you can build up a body of people that are willing to engage with your work through, and then throughout your next projects as well, your plans, and how do you connect with them? Where do they hang out? How do you market to them? These are all questions that ultimately perhaps you won't necessarily have to deal with, but at the beginning of the stages of your career, it's going to provide you with so much power.
Totally.
Heads and shoulders above other people in your position.
It's the number one thing to have. Filmmakers have to arrive to the business with a set of fans. Like Gaspar Noé and Lars von Trier and people like that, like they survive purely because there are die-hard obsessed people that will flock to the cinema to see their films. And I mean, you would watch a Gaspar Noé film and you'd be like, how the hell is this actually done? And like, how has this become successful? How has it got theatrical distribution around the world? But it's because there's like an underbelly of like really solid fans that have been there since the beginning, and maybe come on along the way or whatever, that are just solidified with that creator's work. And
it's tangible as well. In an industry full of like bullshit and blah blah blah, and like send me your thing. Like if you can connect with an audience and make them watch your stuff and they enjoy that experience, then you won, right?
Yeah.
And it's just building on that.
And what I would suggest, Michael, as well, is that it's really great that you've got your films in festivals now. That's excellent. Once that's finished, and once you're satisfied with the run and it's all happening, you've got your laurels and everything's cool. I would then schedule over an 18-month to maybe 24-month period a schedule of release for your short films, and don't just put them all online straight away. Have a build up to each release. So you get the Lost Boy Films Facebook site up, you get their Instagram site up, which you've already got set up, so that's great. And then you start with like a sneak trailer, and it's like a sneak peek trailer for the first film that you're going to release. And you just say this sneak peek. You just do sneak peek. You insert some quotes from people that have seen the film already, that have said certain things. You stick that on. It's like a very small trailer. It's like 20 seconds long, not very long at all. You pump in some money behind it for a few months, and then you release a bigger trailer, and then you release your short film, and then you start the process again with another sneak peek. Then you basically get people in, and you get them like, oh, there's this film that's coming out soon. It's a short film made by this new director. Here's his vision. Maybe put up a video of you talking about your vision, talking about what you've got, talking about the films that you have that you're going to be releasing over a period of 18 months. All this stuff that you want to do that basically replicates the Hollywood release model, but you do that for yourself, and you get people excited. You have release dates. You have a trailer release date. You do all these different things. You do lots of off the site behind the scenes shoots. If you've got shots from behind the scenes, you release all of those already. You just build it up, so then you build your audience over this 18-month, 24-month period.
You're still in contact with the actors?
Oh yeah. I mean, I work with them. A lot of them are still in. I mean, I use them again because they're so good. So
perfect.
You can do lots of stuff with them. You can sit them down and film like a press junket thing.
Yeah.
As if they were sat in a hotel room and they're talking about the project that they're in. You know the thing I mean, where they just sit down and they talk. Person after person.
Yeah.
You can film your own one of those.
And then you funnel it all through to likes. It's all about getting likes, getting followers. Someone's like, fucking hell, this film sounds sick. Or I really fancy this girl, or I really fancy this guy. I really want to see them in this film. And it's always about like them talking about, you want to get the actors to talk about things like, what was the most challenging aspect of the movie? What would you say is your favorite scene? What would you say was the bit which was the most exciting part of the script? It all has to be focused around the script, the story, the exciting aspects. None of the questions should be aimed at anything external. So it shouldn't be about like, what are you up to next? What did you do yesterday? What did you have for breakfast? It needs to be all about what's the exciting aspect of this. And these things all need to come out before you release your short film. Then you release your short film. Everyone flocks to it. They love it. It's really great. It's on YouTube. It's on one location. That's really important. So the short film needs to go to one place, and that's where you generate all your hits. So then when it gets to the point where you're pitching for a feature film, or you're pitching for finance, you can be like, so my short films came out, and then over a 24-month period, I released them with teaser trailers and stuff. I did it all online, and here's the responses that I had, and here's my Facebook page, here's my Instagram. And the fucking producers at Carnaby, or the producers at Devilworks, or whoever you contact, will sit back and go, fuck me, this filmmaker knows what he's fucking doing. This is great. It should definitely, I mean, can you imagine what our feature film, working with him together, what that's going to be like if we've got a filmmaker that understands marketing? Holy shit, this is excellent. You know, that's the basis of it, right? Can you see that in your mind?
Yeah. I totally. I can see how they must get annoyed with like creatives who don't understand the business side of this game.
Totally.
I've studied the finances of so many films, and so many films lose money. So the fact that that will probably put them at kind of ease in terms of risking their money with you.
Yeah, completely. There's a really good story. Well, there's two. I mean, there's loads. There's loads of good stories, but one that really sticks out in my mind, which was at the Cannes Producers course. If you ever get a chance to go on that, by the way, if you find that you've got 600 euros spare in your back pocket, go to the Cannes Producers course. Is really good.
Is that where you got the producer badge, or the Producers Network badge?
The Producers Network, you have to produce the feature within the last certain amount of time, but it's a limit to that. But you don't have to produce the feature. You get one mixer to that, don't you? You get one as part of the Producers course. You get to go on one mixer for it. The rest is like a series of workshops. Yeah, throughout the first like 18 days. Well, not the first 18 days. All of the days you're there. It's all of them. And you basically, on that course, they told us loads of stories, but there was one particular story that stuck out, which is about firefighters in America. These guys, they were directors. They'd written a script about firefighters, about a particular fire station, and they'd contacted like the Firefighters Association of the United States. One email. On that email, they had a link to an application form where firefighters could share their stories and enter their email address in a competition for where they would get outtakes sent to them on a DVD after the film's been shot. They sent that out to the Firefighters Association, one email. That then got sent to every single fire station in the whole of the United States, and they received 2 million email addresses within the space of 2 weeks. They took those 2 million email addresses to Paramount, and they got their film financed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I mean, that's 2 million people that have all felt that they've had a say in that production, right? So they're going and they're being like, I wonder if my story's going to end up in this film. I wonder if the thing that I talked about with the ladder melting when we were in this inferno, I wonder if that story's going to end up in it. I wonder if that's going to end up in it. I'm really looking forward to getting my outfit. It's amazing. And then when it opened around the country, all the fucking firefighters turned up to watch a film about firefighters.
So you're essentially what you're saying is you have to become your own distributor and then build your own audience and then go to the pro distributors or the pro sales agents and say, look, this is what we can do with my ideas.
For sure.
Totally.
The number one problem in the industry is that people reach a position where they've made a feature film and they're like, they've managed to scrape together all the money.
Yeah, they've done it.
They've funded it all. They've shot it, and then they're like, they've got a rough idea of like, you know, where they want it, what they want to happen with it, but they don't really have much of a clue after that. They're like, what's next? And then the industry comes in and they're like, great. Well, do you know what? Give us all your rights, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, right? And we'll take all the marketing expenses, and we'll give you back 20 grand no one will get any of their money back, and the film will just completely lose loads of money. And
the desperate filmmakers like, great. Well, I mean, they're the industry. They've taken interest in my project. Brilliant. So they sign away the rights, and lo and behold, like they don't see any of the return. There's no minimum guarantee, or like as they say, marketing expenses are massive, and they never see a recoupment. But they're still happy because their film may have got like a DVD release somewhere. But the industrious creative realizes that like what they can do off their own back, and they can create like a buzz about themselves so that like the industry wants to be a part of that. And then you only form partnerships with people who actually add value to the equation. Yeah. Like you're not like subject to like parasites, and you're not trying to desperately like get meetings with people. People are ringing you for meetings.
Totally.
You can say, hey, these are like my last 5 short films. I've got this massive audience, and I'm speaking to
10 producers right now, and I'm not sure which one to go with, and they're like, go with us. And you're like, well, yeah, but I just, you know, it's a really interesting thing. Totally flipping it on its head. A really great source of inspiration that I found recently that's fucking excellent is the YouTube channel called Dust, D-U-S-T.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yeah. That is so amazing.
Cool. How cool is that? How cool are they?
That's the most inspiring thing I've ever. I can't tell you how much I love that.
I mean, but can you imagine, right? Like, imagine what would happen if whoever runs Dust. Imagine what would happen if they're like, let's start producing our own stuff. They could.
I love that thing so much. Me and my buddy, me and my DOP are always watching it. So good, man. Yeah, it's better than Netflix. It's better than Netflix.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And it's all free. They do like watching days where they like on a Sunday night on Facebook, the director will come in and with a whole bunch of fans, and there'll be like a chat room on the right hand side, and it'll be watch with a whole bunch of fans on Dust. They're short, and they could be like, oh yeah, this scene was fucking mental. It took us 10 years to flip and sort out, or whatever it is, and that's just so inspiring. But on the bottom side of it, inside Dust, there will be guys and girls that will be like, okay, we've got 1 million subscribers now. We've got 6 or 7 scripts. Let's see if Paramount or Lionsgate or someone wants to work with us to make a feature. I mean, they have the power, right? They've got that fucking power behind them now. And someone like Dust, for example, if Lost Boys Films went to Dust with all their shorts, and Lost Boys Films had a very nice 3,000 follower, which is so easy to achieve, a 3,000 follower count, Dust will take all of your shorts immediately, because those 3,000 followers could potentially become subscribers of Dust. And then once you achieve that, it piggybacks it, you know?
And those 3,000 followers would be on YouTube or Instagram, or where would they be?
Or across all 3.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, across all 3. So the idea, I guess, would be like the YouTube would be where your videos would be released, but they would all be marketed and promoted through Instagram and Facebook, and that would be where you would get your followers from. And then then your subscribers to Lost Boys Films would come from Facebook and Instagram. But when you approach Dust, you don't want to show them. You don't want to say we've got 500 subscribers on YouTube. You want to say we've got 3,000 followers on Facebook. We've got 5,000 followers on Instagram, and they would go, okay, those people are potential Dust customers in a sense, you know. And then Dust makes tons of money on advertising, and then that's basically it. But then what would happen is that once Dust takes your shorts on, and then your shorts get put on Dust, you would then remove your films off of YouTube completely, and then forevermore your links would be to Dust, because producer at Cannes has no idea about Dust, just sees your link on on YouTube and just sees 600,000 views, and it's like, this guy.
That's genius, man. That's genius. I love it. Yeah. I've been trying to do I've been looking at like old people's career, like how Guy Ritchie made it and all these other people made it, but the world has completely changed.
Yeah, it's all different now.
There's elements you can take. There are there are like little nuggets here and there. But the problem with
they all drank coffee.
The problem with going about it that way is that like often the story is very different to the reality. So somebody sees like a breakout success, and the industry thrives on those stories, right? They love it. People love the story of like from rags to riches.
Oh yeah,
and it gets told, but then it's not really actually what's happening. People don't see what's going on behind closed doors.
Like the nepotism, for example.
Also, it creates myths. And a really good example of this is like you've probably heard, and it's like the one of the best ways to produce a feature film for your very first feature film is do a 3-week shoot in one location and like get a load of like kids together, chop them up, and make a horror film. Done, easy. And that becomes so much of a cultural like in the zeitgeist that everybody's doing that now. So that's not anymore the best way to do it. I mean, it's still a viable way.
I mean, if you can make Saw, it's going to work, but not everybody can make Saw. It's hard.
No, exactly.
And Blair Witch happened at a very specific time in history, and it did really well. But it spawned a load of movies or a load of filmmakers that think they can go into the woods and film for like a few weeks and then have a product that's going to sell at the market, and they're not quite on the pulse, as it were. So yeah. But what James was talking about before with Dust is, and it's another way of gaining like views and followers, is find out who the people are, who your audience is, and where do they exist online. So Dust is an example, but like perhaps there's a blog somewhere with like 1 million subscribers about a certain niche thing that you're doing. And you can say to the blog owners, hey, a really good phrase is, hey, what would it take for me to give my short film out to all of your subscribers?
Yeah, I'm in contact with some, like, the martial arts action genre is quite niche, and I've been in contact with some of the writers, like the kind of fanboys from that, and they reviewed one of my films the other day, and I was like, wow, why haven't I done this before?
Yeah, perfect.
Because you gave me a good review. I was like, this guy's got followers. This is so smart what you're saying. I really appreciate this.
Because you can spend loads of energy on like trying to drum up your own stuff on Facebook, and you should absolutely do that. But sometimes all it takes is like one phone call to one person with like a bigger network. Fuck yeah, I'll put the link to your film on my next newsletter. Great.
Leverage.
It adds value to me.
Leverage, yeah.
So I'm definitely going to do it, and then like minimal effort gets like maximum fucking bang. Like you suddenly get like millions of people.
Yeah.
So look for those opportunities because they're out there.
Just basically make your absolute living working day all about human beings liking your shit and just staying with you. You just need to bring in people, as many people as possible. The more people you have that are connected to your work, the more powerful you'll be for the rest of your career. Because they'll just be like, I've watched this guy since the very beginning. I've seen his development, and they'll feel like they're like auteurs of yours. You know, they'll be like, it's weird how it works, but it's just the way human beings are. It really is. There are a lot of people out there that just want to watch cool shit.
Yeah, totally.
And then it flips. flips the industry. Like rather than worrying about who you should speak to, then suddenly you're making waves and people are like, oh,
people want to speak to you.
Guy.
Yeah, this is the change. This is the change that not many people have realized. This is the whole thing. Like we went from film to digital, and now the landscape has enabled every filmmaker to become every human being to become a filmmaker now. Everyone can make films. The barrier to entry is like minimal. But what that's done is that it's now created this big gaping gap of knowledge about how to actually get those films seen. And it's all about getting those films seen. And as soon as you start bringing people in, and then you start attributing ticket prices to things, it's insane. Like Patreon, like the whole situation with Patreon. Like I don't know if you follow YouTubers and stuff, or people do podcasts. Patreon. I'm not on Patreon. I don't follow anybody. I don't spend any money to watch anyone. But apparently, it works really, really well.
Yeah.
Because I want to give you money. I want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson is absolutely smashing it on that. You know that guy, Jordan
Peterson? Totally
Peterson.
Smashing it on it. Every time I see him on YouTube, he's got a brand new suit on. He's like, totally. He is making loads of money.
I think he's got a personal stylist now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that you're so right. Like it's all about eyes on your film, right?
Yeah,
and now it's just about the internet of having those eyes on your film and the audience already there. And Hollywood are not investing. If you're looking at the stuff they're investing in now, the things they're putting money behind, it has to be a book, it has to be a comic. It already has an audience there.
Exactly.
They're not going to put up the 65 million.
They're shit scared.
They rely on tentpole productions, which are like they make 5 or 10 like big budget films in a year, sometimes more, and like all of them can fail apart from one, and then that's the tentpole holds everything up.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
They're just gambling on like superhero movies because they know it's got an audience. They're gambling on like it's not even gambling. They know their data, right? They know what brings people into the cinema.
And they have got only a few filmmakers now bring in people. And Ron, I would say maybe Ron Howard is one of them. Christopher Nolan is obviously one of them. He can make anything he wants. Denis Villeneuve, the guy who did
Beast,
incredible, who did Blade Runner 2049. He's now doing Dune. I mean, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait for that. But he did Arrival, and that was original work, and that's rare. Like that sort of stuff is rare as hell. So I think that like there's a separate place for filmmakers like yourself. There's a separate place for you guys now, and you can be cherry picked out of it. But I think that your goal should be to basically remove all of the other people, remove situations where you have to ask for a yes, remove all of those scenarios from your position completely, and build your brand and build what you're doing. Because you will be able to get financing for a feature, and it will come from your fans. You will be able to get financing for all of your future work. It will come from people that want to get access to your fans. You know, and that's the fundamental thing. Everybody loves niche. They love discovering new talent. They love being like, oh, you don't know that Michael Hall guy? Oh my God, he's like, if you want ninjas beating the shit out of people and like whatever, he's your man. And that's the point, right? Like, it's trying to find these connoisseurs of your type of work, and you know, it's crazy. It's like any profession that has the word agent attributed to it is someone that everyone complains about pretty much in the industry. Oh, my agent doesn't understand me, doesn't get my castability, doesn't know this, doesn't know that. I turned up and I was in a room full of people that were all ginger with long hair. And I'm like, I'm not a Viking. Why the hell am I being put up for Vikings? This is weird. And like, only you can sell yourself, right? And that's you true. Are Lost Boys Films. So yeah, I think that this, and to be fair, like the Liftoff network, the Liftoff members network is catered for making sure Lost Boys Films gets this done. Like we've got Craig, we've got a few thousand members now. We've got 8,000 people on our Facebook page. We've got nearly 9,000 people on our Instagram. Whenever you've got something that you want to share, send it to us. We'll send people your way.
Cool.
And that's the way it is. And try to do the same. Like when you're on the platform in the members network area, talk to people. If someone posts a trailer up, say something on there. You know, go out of your way to find people like you that are trying to do stuff that you're trying to do. Because I don't know if you're much privy to the fringe theatre networks, but you go to anything at the King's Head Theatre Pub in London or the Old Red Lion or anywhere like that, the audience at Edinburgh Fringe, for example, in the theatre side, is just packed with people that work in theatre. It's packed with people that work, either directors, actors, anything like that. The audience is the industry. And that doesn't really exist in independent film. That it does, like at places like the Curzon. You'll go to Curzon and there'll be script writers, there'll be filmmakers, there'll be all these people that are watching it, all the art house stuff. But when at the true indie level, at the real indie level, we don't support each other enough. We really don't, and we need to be supporting each other an awful lot more.
I was just for your own brand. I was with Andy Serkis yesterday, and I got a picture of him. You know, the Gollum guy. Yeah. So I don't know if I can send you that picture, and you can say one of the members with this guy, or I don't know how that helps. Please. I mean, he's a huge deal. Such a nice guy, man. We filmed acting school. LA acting coach, and he had an interview with Andy Serkis, and we filmed it yesterday. Cool. But yeah, I'm all up for this, collaboration rather than competition, man. Let's do it.
100%. Exactly. Collaboration rather than competition. You're bang on right. Bang on right.
There's too much
suspicion. Too much suspicion.
Directors being suspicious of other directors. It's like they're not your competition.
Yeah.
They're not making the same thing that you are. And if they are, then you're not being original. So what the fuck are you doing?
I mean,
what's your voice?
We do the lift-off sessions and the lift-off and the filmmaker session, first-time filmmaker sessions, where we accept a lot of work that wouldn't normally come in competition for even the onlines for our festivals. There, we notice an awful lot of filmmakers saying, "This is my film. This is my film. This is my film. This is my film," and like maybe like 2 or 3 likes on the posts, and it's like, hang on a minute. If everybody that was in this online platform was actually engaging with other people's work before they started posting their own work, then we'd have a much more collaborative forum where people would post a poster and all of a sudden everyone would be like, "I love this poster. I really like what you've done here. Who did you use for your stunts? Who did you use for your cinematography? Who was your post-production person? I really like what you've done with this. We need to work together. Oh my God, you're based in Bangalore, so am I. Let's see if we can get together for a coffee and see if there's any synergy between our creative output." Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of filmmakers are about transmit. They're not a lot of them are about receive. Well, no, more of the other way around.
I think there's a lot of fear out there, and just like so people are thinking, what can that person do for me, rather than thinking, what can I do for them?
Yeah, 100%. We've got another meeting in about 5 minutes.
No worries. No. This has been amazing. This has been better than I thought it would be. It's unbelievable. Thank you.
Oh, good. July the 17th, Members Day at Pinewood. Are you going to be able to make it?
Yeah, I think I think was that one sold out?
Or maybe it is. Maybe it is sold out.
I think that's sold out. I'm on the waiting list. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we'll have another one in August. We'll do one a month.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Please do. It'd be great to meet you, Michael. That'd be good.
Yeah. I appreciate it, guys. I really love what you're doing, and this is, like I said, this is exceeded my expectations. This is really amazing, man. It's a complete blind spot for me. I didn't think like that. I was trying to just go directly to the sales agents before I built my following. So this is unbelievable. Great. Thank you so much.
It's like one of our biggest messages, really, because like the way that everybody's doing it isn't the way to do it.
No
the way that nobody's doing it, and nobody's doing it this way. There are a few people, but like this is the better way to go.
Totally. Michael, if you could just email you've been in contact with Claire Richardson, right?
Yeah.
Could you email Claire Richardson just with your thoughts? Maybe we'll use a quote from how you felt it went.
Yeah, sure.
We'll stick that on our Instagram and Facebook, and if you send us a picture of Andy Serkis, we'll do that.
Yeah, of course, man.
And we'll stick it on Instagram this afternoon. And
let's do it.
Stuff going. Send people to your Lost Boys films.
We'll
social media stuff.
Push it to your
perfect.
page if you want.
Yeah, perfect, guys.
Wicked.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Look forward to seeing you
Thank
soon,
you,
man.
man. Yeah.